Om Swami Saraswati Namaha. Namaste. Namaste. Welcome, everybody. On page 319, we're going to begin with name number 401. Om Bhu Swaha. Om Bhuva Swaha. Om Swa Swaha. Om Bhurva Swaha Swaha. Om Gautamaya Swaha. Nishakaraya Swaha. Dhammaya Swaha. Madambaya Swaha. Vaidambaya Swaha. Vashyaya Swaha. Vashakaraya Swaha. Kalage Swaha. Lokakatre Swaha. Pashupate Swaha. Mahakatre Swaha. Manoshadaya Swaha. Amacharaya Swaha. Parabrahmane Swaha. Bhagavate Swaha. Shakaraya Swaha. Nitaye Swaha. Manitaye Swaha. Shuddhatmane Swaha. Manyaya Swaha. Shuddhaya Swaha. Gatagataya Swaha. Bhaguprasadaya Swaha. Suspatnaya Swaha. Dhartanaya Swaha. Vigrajite Swaha. Vegakaraya Swaha. Mantrakaraya Swaha. Vedasaya Swaha. Samanamardhanaya Swaha. Mahameda Nivasine Swaha. Mahagoraya Swaha. Mokshine Swaha. Karaya Swaha. Makijwalaya Swaha. Mahajwalaya Swaha. Makiduraya Swaha. Mudaya Swaha. Abhishek Swaha. Amrishanaya Swaha. Shankaraya Swaha. Vachasvine Swaha. Dhumaketanaya Swaha. Nilaya Swaha. Mangaludaya Swaha. Shodhanaya Swaha. Nikagrahaya Swaha. Swastidaya Swaha. Swastibhavaya Swaha. Bhagine Swaha. Bhagakaraya Swaha. Lagave Swaha. Mutsamraya Swaha. Mahangaya Swaha. Mahagarbhavrayanaya Swaha. Krishna Varnaya Swaha. Suvarnaya Swaha. Sarvadehmanindriyaya Swaha. Mahavadaya Swaha. Mahastaya Swaha. Mahakayaya Swaha. Mahayashase Swaha. Mahavarne Swaha. Mahamatraya Swaha. Mahamitraya Swaha. Nilayaya Swaha. Mahantakaya Swaha. Mahakarnaya Swaha. Mahoshtaya Swaha. Mahanade Swaha. Mahanashaya Swaha. Mahakambale Swaha. Mahadivaya Swaha. Ashmashanabhaje Swaha. Mahalaksase Swaha. Mahoskaraya Swaha. Manantaratmane Swaha. Amringalaya Swaha. Namadaya Swaha. Namitoshtaya Swaha. Mahayaya Swaha. Mahayavidaya Swaha. Mahanamtaya Swaha. Mahadamstraya Swaha. Mahadivaya Swaha. Mahamukaya Swaha. Mahamakaya Swaha. Maharode Swaha. Mahakeshaya Swaha. Mahatataya Swaha. Amrasanaya Swaha. Amrasadaya Swaha. Amradayaya Swaha. Amgirisadhanaya Swaha. Amsnayanaya Swaha. Amasnayanaya Swaha. Amajitaya Swaha. Amahamunaya Swaha. Amrichakaraya Swaha. Amrichagetve Swaha. Amanalaya Swaha. Amvayavanaya Swaha. Amgarjanine Swaha. Amirudane Swaha. Amdevaditapataye Swaha. Makarvashirishaya Swaha. Samasyaya Swaha. Amritsahasram Videshanaya Swaha. Amyajayukadabhujaya Swaha. Amgulaya Swaha. Prakashaya Swaha. Amjagamaya Swaha. Amokartaya Swaha, Prasadaya Swaha, Amilagamyaya Swaha, Sudarshanaya Swaha, Upakaraya Swaha, Briyaya Swaha, Sarvaya Swaha, Kanakaya Swaha, Katanachavaya Swaha, Navaya Swaha, Navikaraya Swaha, Bhavaya Swaha, Pushkaratapate Swaha, Stiraya Swaha, Dwadashaya Swaha, Trasinaya Swaha, Madhyaya Swaha, Yagyaya Swaha, Yagyasamaditaya Swaha, Amataya Swaha, Kalagaya Swaha, Kalaya Swaha, Amakaraya Swaha, Kalabuditaya Swaha, Saganaya Swaha, Ganakaraya Swaha, Buddhavana Sarataya Swaha, Bhasmashayaya Swaha, Bhasmagotre Swaha, Bhasmavutaya Swaha, Karaya Swaha, Ganaya Swaha, Lokapalaya Swaha, Malokaya Swaha, Mahatmane Swaha, Sarvabhutitaya Swaha, Shukraya Swaha, Trishukraya Swaha, Sampanaya Swaha, Sujaya Swaha, Buddhadi Sevitaya Swaha, Mahasramastaya Swaha, Priyavastaya Swaha, Vishwakarmapataya Swaha, Amaraya Swaha, Vishalashakaya Swaha, Tamashkaya Swaha, Mapujaya Swaha, Sudhishtalaya Swaha, Kapilaya Swaha, Kapishaya Swaha, Shuklaya Swaha, Mayushaya Swaha, Amparaya Swaha, Amaparaya Swaha, Gandharvaya Swaha, Amapitaya Swaha, Dharshaya Swaha, Srigayaya Swaha, Susardaya Swaha, Prashvanaya Yudaya Swaha, Devaya Swaha, Amanakarine Swaha, Sambandanaya Swaha, Tupabinaya Swaha, Mahakrodaya Swaha, Murdaretasaya Swaha, Jalayashaya Swaha, Amakraya Swaha, Amakshkaraya Swaha, Avanshaya Swaha, Avanshanandaya Swaha, Amanandikaya Swaha, Sarvamirupaya Swaha, Amayavine Swaha, Suridayaya Swaha, Ananilaya Swaha, Amanavaya Swaha, Abandhanaya Swaha, Abandhakartre Swaha, Subandha Dimochanaya Swaha, Amsayadyaraya Swaha, Amsakamaraya Swaha, Mahadamsraya Swaha, Mahayudaya Swaha, Ambadurani Indaya Kaya Swaha, Sharvaya Swaha, Shankaraya Swaha. And let's return to page 319, and we'll begin with name number 401. Om we bow to he who radiates light, I am one with God. Om we bow to he who is the cause of night, I am one with God. Om we bow to he who subdues all, I am one with God. Om we bow to he who cannot be subdued, I am one with God. Om we bow to he who is humble, I am one with God. Om we bow to he who is controlled by devotion, I am one with God. Om we bow to he who is the cause of control, I am one with God. Om we bow to he who is darkness, I am one with God. Om we bow to he who is the maker of worlds, I am one with God. Om we bow to he who is the Lord of animals, I am one with God. Om we bow to he who is maker of the great, I am one with God. Om we bow to he who is without medicinal plants, I am one with God. Om we bow to he who is imperishable, I am one with God. Om we bow to he who is the supreme divinity, I am one with God. Om we bow to he who is the spirit of strength, I am one with God. Om we bow to he who is the Lord of gods, I am one with God. Om we bow to he who is organization, I am one with God. Om we bow to he who is without order, I am one with God. So he's got the organization, and he doesn't, no one can give him an order. Because he is the total organization of all that is organized. We bow to he was a pure soul. I am one with God. Oh, we bow to he was adored. I am one with God. Oh, we bow to he was pure. I am one with God. Oh, we bow to he who moves and moves not. I am one with God. Oh, we bow to he who is many consecrated offerings. I am one with God. Oh, we bow to he was the excellent dream. I am one with God. Oh, we bow to he was the mirror. I am one with God. Oh, we bow to he who conquers those who are not friends. I am one with God, and he makes everyone to be friends with everyone else. I am one with God. Oh, we bow to he was the cause of wisdom. I am one with God. Oh, we bow to he was the cause of mantras. I am one with God. Oh, we bow to he was the learned one. I am one with God. Oh, we bow to he who destroys enmity. I am one with God. Oh, we bow to he who resides in a great cloud. I am one with God. So he obscures the reality, which is the sun, the light of wisdom, and he is the reality, the shining light within. Oh, we bow to he who is greatly frightful. I am one with God. He's terrifying or frightful because you can't find the end of him. Oh, we bow to he was a family. I am one with God. He's got all the family within him. We're all the sons of God and daughters. Oh, we bow to he was the hand of God. I am one with God. Oh, we bow to he was the light of fire. I am one with God. Oh, we bow to he who is great light. I am one with God. Oh, we bow to he who is great smoke. I am one with God. Oh, we bow to he who is the offering and sacrifice. I am one with God. Oh, we bow to he who is the sacrificial offering to the divine fire. I am one with God. Oh, we bow to he who is a bull. I am one with God. And that bull stands for determination. It stands for discipline. It stands for the firm determination of our spiritual discipline. Oh, we bow to he who is the cause of peace. He's Sham, and he's the car of Sham. And Sham is peace. And Shankar is the cause of the Sham. I am one with God. Oh, we bow that he was full of energy. I am one with God. Oh, we bow that he was a smoky fire. I am one with God. Oh, we bow that he was like a blue like an emerald. I am one with God. Oh, we bow that he has obtained a body. And I am one with God. That means he's become manifest. He's got a body. We can see his form. Only bow to he who shines with purity. I am one with God. Only bow to he who is a giver. I am one with God. Only bow to he who is the giver of blessings. I am one with God. Only bow to he who is the attitude of blessings. I am one with God. Only bow to he who shares the wealth. I am one with God. Only bow to he who is the cause of wealth. I am one with God. Only bow to he who is light. I am one with God. Only bow to he who is excellent association. He's satsang. He's that wonderful, that association with speakers and seekers of truth. I am one with God. Only bow to he has a great body. I am one with God. Only bow to he who carries the great womb. I am one with God. So he's got the big womb within him, within which the egg of creation, the Brahmanda, takes birth. And when that Brahmanda comes forth into manifested existence, then Brahma takes credit for the creation, Vishnu protects it, Shiva cuts it apart, and out come all the myriad of possibilities, the seeds of life, all the myriad of possibilities for vibrations to manifest in this manifested universe. I am one with God. Only bow to he who is of a black color. I am one with God. Only bow to he who is excellent color. I am one with God. Only bow to he who presides over all the senses of all beings in a body. I am one with God. Anybody who's got a sense, or any of us, any devotee who has any sense, he is the object of our search. I am one with God. Only bow to he has great feet. I am one with God, and let us worship those great feet. What a great idea is to worship the great feet of the great Lord. Only bow to he who has great hands. I am one with God. Only bow to he who has a great body. I am one with God. Only bow to he who is great welfare. I am one with God. Only bow to he who has a great head. I am one with God. Only bow to he who has a great size. I am one with God. Only bow to he who has great eyes. I am one with God. Only bow to he who dissolves into darkness. I am one with God. Only bow to he who is the cause of the great end. I am one with God. And the great end, it could be any end. It could be the ultimate, the top, or it could be the very bottom, or it could be expansive as an infinity, wherever you try to draw the line of defining the end of infinity. There's Shiva, only bow to he who has great ears. I am one with God, only bow to he who has great lips. I am one with God, only bow to he who has a great chin. I am one with God, only bow to he who has a great nose. I am one with God, only bow to he who has a great throat. I am one with God, only bow to he who has a great neck. I am one with God, only bow to he who plays in the cremation grounds. I am one with God, only bow to he who has a great chest. I am one with God, only bow to he who has a great breast. I am one with God, only bow to he who is the inner soul of all. I am one with God, only bow to he who dissolves with the speed of a deer. I am one with God, and that's fast. Only bow to he who wears existence. I am one with God. Only bow to he who has big lips. I am one with God. Only bow to he who is the great measurement of consciousness. I am one with God. So he is she. He is Mahamaya. And we bow to him in the form of Mahamaya too. I am one with God. Only bow to he who is organized with clarity. I am one with God. Only bow to he who has great teeth. I am one with God. And he's always showing them because he's so happy. Only bow to he who has great tusks. I am one with God. Only bow to he who has a great tongue. I am one with God. Only bow to he who has a great face. I am one with God. Only bow to he with great nails. I am one with God. Only bow to he with great body hair. I am one with God. Only bow to he with great hair on his head. I am one with God. Only bow to he with great matted hair. I am one with God. Only bow to the hairstylist of all the hairs. He's a real Hare Krishna. I am one with God, only bow to he who is happy. I am one with God, only bow to he who is the consecrated offering. I am one with God, only bow to he who has a firm conviction. I am one with God, only bow to he who performs discipline in the mountains. I am one with God, only bow to he who is beloved. I am one with God, only bow to he who is beyond love. I am one with God. You know, there's a point where love becomes so intense that you can't even call it love. In its first stages, you call it learning. In the second stages, you call it loving. In the third stage, you call it respect. And thereafter, it becomes worship. And then there's a unity, a union. And he's beyond love. I am one with God, only bow to he was invincible. I am one with God, only bow to he was the great wise one. I am one with God, only bow to he was the cause of the tree of life. I am one with God, only bow to he was the limitations of the tree of life. I am one with God, only bow to he was fire. I am one with God, only bow to he was the conveyance of the wind. I am one with God, only bow to he was the repository of scent. I am one with God, only bow to he was the backbone of existence. I am one with God, only bow to he was the supreme Lord of all gods. I am one with God, only bow to he was the highest meaning. I am one with God, only bow to he was derived from songs. I am one with God, only bow to he who is the thousand injunctions of the Rig Veda. I am one with God, only bow to he was the feet and the arms of the Ajur Veda. I am one with God, only bow to he was the secret place. I am one with God, and that could be a lot of things, especially the secret place in your heart where you keep all your love, the storage house of the true treasure. Only bow to he was illumination. I am one with God. Only bow to he was the beings that move. I am one with God. Only bow to he was the object of infallibility. I am one with God. Only bow to he was the consecrated offering. I am one with God. Only bow to he was easily attainable. I am one with God. Only bow to he was excellent intuitive vision. I am one with God. Only bow to he was the benefactor. I am one with God. Only bow to he was the beloved. I am one with God. Only bow to he was all. I am one with God. Only bow to he was gold. I am one with God, and he's not only the color gold, but he's the wealth of the gold, and he's the purity of the gold, and he's tested like the gold, is purified like the gold. Only bow to he was of golden color. I am one with God. Only bow to he was the navel. I am one with God. Only bow to he was the cause of bliss. I am one with God. Only bow to he was the attitude. I am one with God. Only bow to he was established the pilgrimage place of Pushkar. I am one with God. And Pushkar, remember that's where Brahma established Gayatri. And Pushkar is the place of the flower, where the cause of the flower, the blossoming of the flower is Pushkar. And that's where Brahma established Gayatri. Only bow to he was still. I am one with God. Only bow to he was the 12. I am one with God. The 12 sons of Aditi, all the gods, Indra, Agni, Mitra, Varuna, Vayu, Surya, Arjaman, Chandra, and Pusha and Bhaga. 10? The Ashwin twins. 12. Only bow to he who creates fear of evil. I am one with God. Only bow to he who is foremost. I am one with God. Only bow to he who is sacrifice. I am one with God. Only bow to he who is the benefit conferred by sacrifice. I am one with God. And the benefit conferred by sacrifice is the privilege of sitting in the presence of Shiva. The benefit conferred by sacrifice is the yajna, the union between the inner fire and the outer fire. And now we come into union and harmony through fire with Shiva. Only bow to he was the night. I am one with God. Only bow to he was darkness. I am one with God. Only bow to he was time. I am one with God. Only bow to he was known by the letter M. Mo, the culmination. I am one with God. All Srishti, Stiti, Ma, Mahapralavai. The letter Ma is the culmination, the termination, the transformation. I am one with God. Only bow to he was worshipped by darkness. I am one with God. Only bow to he was with the multitudes. I am one with God. Only bow to he was the cause of the multitudes. I am one with God. Only bow to he who drives the conveyance of all elements. I am one with God. Only bow to he who rests in ashes. I am one with God. Only bow to he who hides in ashes. I am one with God. Only bow to he was the element in ashes. I am one with God. Earth, water, fire, air, ether. These 5 elements are the constituent elements of all existence. It's possible to have foul earth, dirty earth, polluted. It's possible to have foul water, stagnant, polluted. It's possible to have polluted air. It's possible to have earth. You can't have a polluted fire. Fire is always pure. And the prasad of the fire is the ash. And ash is the purest substance on the earth. Of all the elements, comprised of all the elements, all of the impurities have been removed from them. And so here we're applying ashes. He hides in ashes, he rests in ashes, and he applies the ashes to his forehead. He covers his body in ashes. He is covered in purity. Only bow to he who takes a cross. I am one with God. Only bow to he who is the multitude. I am one with God. Only bow to he who is protector of the worlds. I am one with God. Only bow to he who is beyond worlds. I am one with God. Only bow to he who is the great soul. I am one with God. Only bow to he who is worshipped by all. I am one with God, only about it he was bright. I am one with God, only about it he was brighter than the three. I am one with God, and that's all the threes. And if you can imagine the light emanating from all the threes is much less than the light which emanates from Shiva. Only body he was totally free. I am one with God, only body he was shining with purity. I am one with God, only body he was served by the elements. I am one with God, only body he was established in ashrams, especially in Napa in the Devi Mandir. I am one with God, only body he was situated in actions. I am one with God, only body he was the Lord of the universe of actions. I am one with God, only body he was the moon. I am one with God, only body he has enormous branches. I am one with God, only body he has copper lips. I am one with God, only body he was the ocean. I am one with God, only body he was excellent without movement. I am one with God, only body he has a tawny color. I am one with God, only body he was in the land of monkeys. I am one with God, only body he was bright. I am one with God, only body he was life. I am one with God, only body he was supreme. I am one with God, only body he was beyond. I am one with God, only body he was a celestial singer. I am one with God, only body he was beyond duality. I am one with God, only body he was king of the birds. I am one with God, only body he was excellent knowledge. I am one with God, only body he was the giver of knowledge. I am one with God, only body he walks the battle axe of good actions. I am one with God, only body he was God. I am one with God, only body he helps others. I am one with God, only body he was excellent attachments. I am one with God. So some of the attachments that we have are good. And some of them are excellent. And some are just plain old ordinary attachments. Now our function is to cultivate the discrimination to determine which attachments are excellent. And keep ourselves attached to those. The attachment to God, the attachment to Guru, the attachment to sadhana, the attachment to learning. These are excellent attachments. The attachment to the world, the attachment to enjoyment, the attachment to name and fame, these are not so good. Only body he was the being instrument. I am one with God. It's like a sitar. Only body he was great anger. I am one with God. I mean, he gets very angry when the devotees don't love him. When we forget him, he gets angry. And he gives us the fruit of our karma. Oh my gosh, what would I do with the fruit of my karma? Please, give me the fruit of someone else's. Let me have the fruit of Srima's karma. Only body he whose seed flows up. I am one with God, only body he who is a body of water. I am one with God, only body he was fierce. I am one with God, only body he was all victorious. I am one with God, only body he was a flute. I am one with God, only body he was the vibration of the flute. I am one with God, only body he was without fault. I am one with God, only body he was the form of all limbs. I am one with God, only body he spreads illusion. I am one with God, only body he was an excellent heart. I am one with God, only body he was the wind. I am one with God, only body he was the fire. I am one with God, only body he was bound. I am one with God, only body who creates bondage. I am one with God, only body he was the excellent one that destroys bonds. I am one with God, only body he was with those who sacrifice. I am one with God, only body he was with those who so desire. I am one with God, and we desire, Shiva, that you be with us. Please. That's our earnest entreaty. Only body who has great tusks. I am one with God, only body he was a great warrior. I am one with God. Do you know every time we do stuff without thinking of Shiva, we are ridiculing him? We're saying you're not important in our lives. Listen, what I'm doing is more important. If I do this action successfully, I can become rich and famous. Isn't that a ridicule of Shiva? What we should be saying is, if I do this action, your glory will be spread. So please, you empower me to act on your behalf. Rather than thinking that I am the doer and I am the receiver of my karma. Only bow to he who is an archer. I am one with God. Only bow to he who is the cause of peace. I am one with God. Let's see if there are any questions.
Swamiji, we have discussed Ashtanga Yoga.
Yes.
It has 8 steps.
Yes.
Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahara, Dharan, Dhyan, Samadhi. Now, do we, to make fast progress on this path, do we pursue these sequentially, or do they happen, is perfection pursued simultaneously?
Well, no, we seek them sequentially. Young, to take control. We take control of our lives. We define our goal. We define our path. Niyam, we make a discipline. We start to do the sadhana. Asan, we sit down and be still. Make ourselves still in the gross body. And then we try to become more still and more still. Asan pranayam, we control our breath. Pratyahara, we bring our senses inside. These are all sequential processes. However, when we get to the later stages of dharana, dhyana, and samadhi, then they're all happening all at once. You won't go into samadhi until you really want to go into samadhi. When that becomes your goal, when that becomes your focus, when that becomes your endeavor, then you can hope that you will start creating the environment necessary to go into samadhi. So you will have adjudicated the goals of your life. You will have adjudicated the values of your life. You will have determined what you want from life, what you want to give and what you want to get. And then you will be pursuing that path. And in the pursuit of that path, we reach into the higher levels. So it is sequential.
Swamiji, question from Nanda from San Jose.
Namaste, Nandama.
Pranam Swamiji, name number 432, Mahaghorai Namaha. Why do we sometimes worship God in a fearful or frightful form?
Oh, because he scares to death all of my negativities. He frightens them away. And we think it's a wonderful thing for him to, God is on our side, and he's going to put terror into the hearts of my enemy. My enemy are all my iniquities and all my ripus, all the limitations which keep me from being the very best I can, and I see the fearful form of God is standing there to watch over me. He is benign to me. He's protecting me. And that's why.
Swamiji, question from Vidya from New Zealand.
From New Zealand?
She's there for a couple of months.
For a couple of months. Namaste, Vidya. Namaste. Please give blessings to all of New Zealand.
Dear Swamiji, why do we gravitate towards a particular deity? Does it say something about our qualities or opposite qualities? Thank you.
Excuse me, Vidya. Yes, it says something about our qualities, and generally we move into the tradition of our gurus. So our gurus are an example that are worshiping in a certain tradition, and then we want to worship as they worship, so we start watching their worship and learning their worship and studying their worship, and then employing that in our own lives, in our own practices. And so it's quite natural that we will assume the traditions of our lineage. And so we choose the gurus based upon our inclinations, our sanskaras. We have this intimation of what constitutes perfection to us. And then when we see someone who is approaching that kind of perfection, we make ourselves into an apprentice or a disciple. And we learn how they are doing what they're doing and why they're doing it that way, and how does it work and what do they get from doing it that way. And then we start to employ the same functions in our lives. We become a shish, a mirror, a reflection of what is the quality, the attitude, the spiritual discipline of our gurus.
Swamiji, question from Dan from New Jersey.
Namaste, Dan.
Dan has a question on name number 406, which means the Lord is controlled by devotion. Can you please speak about propitiating deities or energies of the universe?
Do you know what, Dan? Every time you're really devoted to someone or something, you pay attention to them. You pay attention to them to the exclusion of thinking about yourself. That's your devotion. You can lose yourself and not think about yourself and only think about the object of your devotion. And that is the devotion. And the deity is controlled by that devotion. Deities want one thing from their devotees. They want devotion. And that's what makes them divine. Because that's all they want from us, is devotion. And when we give them exclusively our undivided attention through devotion, then they are controlled by that. And that means, what do we want? We want to give devotion. What do they want? They want to receive devotion. Now we're both doing what we actually want. We're both performing the functions that are intrinsically ours. And that's how the deity is controlled by devotion.
Swamiji, name number 516, excellent intuitive vision. Dan is wondering if you can speak about how we can further our intuitive insight.
Dan, everything we are teaching in this class is directed toward furthering that intuitive insight. It is all teaching us how we perform Ashtanga Yoga, how we unite with the deity, how we have that Sudarshan, that excellent intuitive vision. So when we do the practices, that means Siddhanta Chara, whatever we're doing, puja, pat, homa, singing, dancing, talking about it, and serving, offering to others. Whatever we're doing, Dan, becomes a function of that excellent intuitive vision. I'm doing it from that place. With the sincerity, with the reality that that's my true place where I want to give, what the true gift I want to offer. So then we become one with that excellent intuitive vision. We see clearly because we've divested ourselves of selfishness. And then we don't make the stupid mistakes that are caused by that selfish attachment that says, give it to me, I want for me. We think of the greater whole.
Swamiji, question from Usha from Canada.
Namaste, Ushama. Namaste, Neil.
Name number 412, Anaushadhaya Namaha.
Yes.
Why would Lord Shiva be without medicinal plants? What about Ayurveda?
Oh,
Can you please say something about this meaning? He must be all medicinal plants also.
Yes, he is. He is all medicinal plants. He is all of Ayurveda. And he is beyond Ayurveda. He's beyond the medicinal plants because he does not admit of division. And if he's not divided and he's not separate, he's beyond it all, then he's also he who is without, or he's without medicinal plants, Anaushadhaya.
Swamiji, Dan is asking, you had said that yagya is union of inner fire and outer fire. Is this inner fire located at the Manipura or the Agya Chakra?
He's located in every place. However, your greatest Dan will be from the Agya Chakra. So we're looking for the light of wisdom that's burning in the Agya Chakra, uniting with the light of the fire that's burning in the Havankud. It's not necessarily the fire of digestion. Although sometimes I wish it were.
Swamiji, name number 563, Lord of the Monkeys.
Yes.
Is this a reference to Lord Shiva as Hanuman?
Yes, it is.
Can you please tell us how Shiva incarnated as Hanuman?
Yes, I can. Yes, Shiva was, of course, Shiva became his 11th avatar was Hanuman. And when Vishnu said that he would go to the earth and relieve the earth of the stresses of Ravana, then Shiva said that I will go to help you. So I will come in the form of a monkey. And the reason he went in the form of a monkey, Narad, he was meditating in the Satyavan. That was the forest of truth. And Indra didn't know why Narad was meditating. And he got afraid. I'll bet you he's just like everybody else who starts meditating and praying to God, give me the boon that I can become the king of heaven. So he sent Agni, the fire, and he sent Vayu, the wind, and he sent Varuna, the water, and he said, break Narad's meditation. Don't allow him to do tapasya. The wind blowed, the fire rain, the rain fire, the waters came, they couldn't dissuade Narad from his meditation. Then Indra said to all the gods, this is terrible. You guys are failures in the forest of his meditation. Of course, Shiva had blessed that forest, that anybody who meditated there would never be disturbed. But Narad got very proud. And then Indra sent Kamadev. He sent the god of love. And the god of love went and tried to arouse Narad from his meditation, and Narad just sat there. He was undisturbable. And then when Narad woke up, he said, wow, my meditation really must have been strong. I defeated the god of love. And he went up to Shiva at Kailash and he said, Shiva, my meditation was so strong that even the god of love had to admit defeat in front of me. Shiva said, that's very good, Narad, but don't ever let Vishnu hear that. Narad couldn't contain his joy that he had defeated the god of love. He went to Vaikuntha and he said, Vishnu said, Narad, you look so happy, you look so proud, so pleased today. What has happened in your life to make you so exuberant? And Narad couldn't hold it any longer. He said, Vishnu, I defeated the god of love. And Vishnu said, oh, my devotee has become full of ego. He doesn't realize it was Shiva's blessing on that grove, that anyone who sits there goes into samadhi, and they cannot be woken up by any other force. He thought it was the strength of his tapasya. So Vishnu decided he would teach Narad a lesson. And Narad was traveling around the earth, and he looked down from the heavens and he saw a beautiful princess playing with her friends. and her name was Vishwamohini. And Narad landed down, he came down to earth, and he saw the princess and went to see the king. And the king said, "Oh Narad, tomorrow is the marriage of my daughter, and would you please read her palm and tell us what kind of a husband she's going to get?" Narad looked at the palm of the princess, and it said in the palm, the guy who marries her is going to become the Lord of the three worlds. He's going to be as strong as Vishnu. And then he looked at Vishwamohini, and he fell head over heels in love. And he blessed the whole royal family, and he went immediately to Vishnu. And he said, "Vishnu, please give me the most beautiful appearance, so that amongst all the kings and princes that come to the marriage of Vishwamohini, she'll definitely want to choose me." And Vishnu said, "Narad, yesterday you said you had just defeated love, and today you're trying to get married. I don't understand." "I promise I will give you the most distinctive countenance in the entire assembly. She will notice you." Narad went to the assembly totally confident that he was the most distinctive individual at the assembly of kings and princes, and Vishnu had turned him into a monkey. And when Narad walked in, he was sure he was going to be garlanded, and the princess would put the garland of victory upon his neck and make him her husband. And the princess took one look and started to laugh. And Narad got mad, and he shouted at all the other princes and kings who were assembled, "Why is she laughing at me? I have the most distinctive countenance in this assembly. I have the most beautiful form." And they all laughed. And then he said, "Go look at yourself and tell me if you're the most beautiful." And he looked at himself in the water, and he saw his reflection, the reflection of a monkey. And he got mad. He said, "Vishnu, I curse you. You're going to be separated from your beloved just as you have separated me from mine. And you're going to need monkeys, a whole army of monkeys, in order to get her back. Monkeys are going to be your best friends." That was Narad's curse. Well, Vishnu accepted the curse, and that's why Shiva decided to go down as a monkey, and Vishnu had to go down as Ram in order to defeat Ravana. And in the process, he lost his beloved Sita, and called on all the monkeys to help him in getting her back. In a few words. Next.
Swamiji, question from Pramod. How does one know when he or she has found a guru?
You know, Pramod. You know it in your heart. It's the same thing as falling in love. When you meet your beloved, you fall in love, you say, "God, we're going to make this relationship work." In the same way, you meet your guru and you say, "Well, those are the attitudes and attributes and the bhava with which I want to come in relationship with God. That's how I want to cultivate my love affair with God." The same way that she is doing it, the same way that this example is doing it, I want to follow that example. Because the qualities, the character, the attitude, the bhava of the individual, the example is what I want to become like. And you know it in your heart. It's not an intellectual decision, Pramod.
Swamiji, Pramod saying that Swami Vivekananda said that a guru knows the past, present and future. Can you please clarify?
Yes, absolutely. The Guru knows the past, present, and future because all he knows is God. And all that he's got in his past is God. All he's got in his present is God. And what do you think he's looking forward to in the future? More of the same. It's pretty boring. Only God.
Swamiji, question from Vidya. Dear Swamiji, what is the meaning of Swami?
Swami. Iti Swami. Swa means my own. And Ami, I. And Swami means my own I. That Swami reflects to me my own I as I want I to be. That's the I wish to be. And that's my Swami. And in that sense, he's or she is my teacher. And in that sense, that is my example. And in that sense, that is my Lord. Because she reflects to me the I that I want to be. Swami. Swami.
And Swamiji, question from Dan. During Bhuta Shuddhi, should we focus on harmonizing with each of the subtle elements associated with the chakra? Is this a type of sadhana related to Sankhya meditations spoken of in Patanjali Yoga Sutras?
Yes, it is, Dan. And this is exactly, Patanjali is the philosophical explanation of the Puja Padoti. The Puja Padoti tells us the Kram, the order of disciplines through which we can come into that union. And Patanjali says, okay, now you're going to perform this kind of union, and now you're going to perform that union. So yes, this is exactly, Patanjali is expressing what is in the Puja Padoti.
Swamiji, can you speak about Bhu Shuddhi, purification of the ground?
Bhumi Shuddhi, or Bhuta Shuddhi, the purification of the elements.
I think Bhumi Shuddhi.
Bhumi Shuddhi, the purification of the ground, is one portion of the establishment of any deity or the establishment of a kailash or a pot. The first thing you want to do is purify the ground, and I use Tattva Mudra. We touch the space on the ground. Purasi Bhumi Rasyaditi Rashi Vishwadara Vishwashibhubanachandatri Pritibing Yacha Pritibing Dega Pritibing Makinchaki. And that's Bhumi Shuddhi. That's the Vidhi, and that's the mantra that goes with it. And then we put the rice on the yantra, and etc., etc. We purify the space. We purify the land. You'll notice in our video, I hope, we made a video of how we built the Devi Mandir. And the first thing we did, we performed Pancha Agni Sadhana in the middle of a lot. And we built 5 fires in the middle of the summer, and then we built 4 fires around us, and then the 5th was the sun over again, and we sat there and chanted the Chandi. And then we dug a hole, and we put a yantra, and we put a copy of all of our books, and we put in a time capsule a letter to whoever finds this time capsule. Whoever finds this in the future, know that we dedicated our lives, and we dedicated our property, we dedicated this land to the propagation of this knowledge. Excuse me. We dedicated everything to the propagation of this knowledge, and for that purpose, we are establishing this ashram, this temple. And then we covered that with dirt, and then, of course, we covered it with gravel, and then we put a vapor barrier, and then we poured the cement, we put the steel, and this is how we were purifying the land. As we chanted the Chandipat every day. Take a look at that video. I think it was consecrating the Devi Mandir or establishing the Devi Mandir. It's a fun video.
Swamiji, name number 419.
Yes.
Says Lord Shiva is Shuddhatman.
Yes, he is the pure soul.
Swamiji, can you speak about the nature of the soul? Are all souls pure?
All souls are pure if you can see them. Because the soul is always pure, like the mirror is always pure, but the reflection may be obscuring. There may be a film over the mirror so you can't see the pure reflection. There may be an ego obscuring the pure soul so that you don't have a relationship with the pure soul. Now Shiva's soul is pure and there is no ego obscuring that pure soul from vision. The rest of us have some vasana, some little tiny something or other that is holding us back from radiating the complete purity as does Shiva.
Swamiji, so from life to life, those samskaras they'll stick to our soul.
They stick to our soul.
So then our souls, my soul, is not pure then.
No, your soul is always pure, but it's surrounded by an envelope of vasanas, of samskaras, of tendencies, of propensities to manifest in a certain form, in a certain environment, in a certain location. And then from that beginning, to develop into whatever all the entire tree is in the seed. And for the tree to sprout and become its greatest self. And then how does it react and interact with the environment as it stands today? Then that either attaches another layer of impurity or removes layers of impurity. So that pretty soon the soul at a young age says, I'm going to chant the Chandi. I'm going to go to India and learn Sanskrit. Rather than saying, I'm going to become rich and famous like the rest of my peers, and I'm going to settle down here and buy a bigger, better something.
Swamiji, question from Nanda.
Yes, Nandama?
Of all the names of Shiva, can you please share the one that is your favorite and why? And Swamiji, she's adding the answer Shrima is cheating.
That's no fair. You have the limitations. Shri Ma is a great name of Shiva. And I just want to tell you that. You knew it immediately. That's not cheating. And the reason I choose the name Shri Ma is because not only the individual that walks around with that name, and she carries herself with such a grace that I choose to follow her example. But moreover, her name means the mother of respect, the mother of peace in your mind and your heart. She is the measurement of the totality of respect. She's the measurement of perfect peace. She is the measurement of perfect evolution in peace, and she is the wealth. And it's a wonderful name. And I thank you for not allowing me to use that name. But that would be the name I would choose first.
Swamiji, question from Usha. When we establish the pot, why do we make offerings before we do Prana Pratishta? Later for Shiva Puja, we establish the life force first and then offer. Can you please say if this even matters?
It does not matter, Usha. There are different ways of doing it. I learn both ways. However, I was doing puja one night and I established the pot, and then I put the cloth over the pot, and then I poured the milk, and someone said to me, Pujari ji, why are you getting her dressed and then bathing her? Don't you usually get dressed after your bath? So then, after that, I wrote a new padhoti where I got the pot up to the point of getting her dressed, and then I gave all the baths, and then I got her dressed. Now the sindoor and the various powders you have to put on so she has a smiling face and she smiles at you when you bathe her. So after you did her face, you do her bathing. And then you put the cloth on. And then after you've established life, you feed her. And give her more ornaments and things like that. So there's a logic to the sequence. But you can write your own story and make your own sequence, if you choose.
Swamiji, a question from Ambika. She's asking on who are the celestial musicians and heavenly maidens?
The Gandharvas are the celestial minstrels, the Apsaras are the dancing damsels of heaven, and they are all part of Indra's court. So the heavens are guided by divine music, and those are the divine musicians, the Gandharvas. And there's always a beautiful dance. And it's not like rock and roll or hully-gully or whatever you call it today. It's more like it tells a story of dance. In dance, through dance, you tell the story of the attitudes and the attributes of the gods. Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Namaste.